Next up, Jared Carpenter, going into the Hall of Fame. Second head coach in Skyhawk golf history, number 2. Lifted the program to new heights as UT Martin won the 2016 OVC Championship, the first such title in school history. 2-time OVC Coach of the Year from Newbern, Tennessee. Tutored 30 All-OVC honorees in his storied career, including 2 OVC Golfers of the Year, 3 straight OVC Championship medalists from 2015 to 17, and a trio of OVC Freshmen of the Year. Piled up 22 tournament victories over his final 9 seasons, in charge of a program that won the OVC Team Sportsmanship Award an unprecedented 7 times in an 8-year span from 2011 to 2019. Ryan Rickman told me you were just as happy or happier to win that sportsmanship award as you were at any tournament. That says something about you, and we saw that. I talked to Phil Dane about, the crazy thing is, Jerry's like, you've lived 3 lives. Like, you were a golf coach, but you're so much more. The longtime bookstore manager here in this building. And so many people, when the roads, Phil, so many people remember you in that capacity and what an amazing job you did. And then to switch careers and become a golf coach in athletics, along with officiate. How many years did you officiate West Tennessee sports? 53. Giving her a round of applause. My God. 53 years. Phil was an auditor on campus. Jerry was running the bookstore, saw your passion and loyalty for the university, knew you bled orange and blue. Everyone who's ever met you knows that. And you were named the golf coach in 2002. And once in athletics, and I think everybody can say that, you made a positive impact, not just in your sport, but in every sport. If you would look up at any event, Jerry Carpenter was there. Being inside athletics, when we were working on preparing for an event, you were there. Examples: basketball book, helping with the turf at the football field. Do you remember those days? Building the lockers in the Bob Carroll building, right? Trudy can tell you, when we first started doing OVC Digital, there's a trailer that has to be moved from soccer to football to volleyball that has to go all over the place. It is not an easy transition. And sometimes you have a volleyball game on Friday night and a football game on Saturday afternoon, and at 11 o'clock or midnight, you have to move that trailer. Jerry Carpenter was helping do that. That's amazing. Grover started the program, and you took it to a whole new level. Your fundraising, your community support, getting better athletes, the state-of-the-art facility. Bill Rhodes is here. Bill, I wish you'd raise your hand. I want to acknowledge you. This is Bill's quote. Jerry Carpenter and the love of his life, Linda, have given their lives to UT Martin, and together they have been great contributors to making the university great. I first knew Jerry as the head of the bookstore. But when it was time for someone to take the reins for Grover Page, take over for Grover Page on the golf team, a better choice would have never been possible. Jerry put all of his heart and soul into the golf program and also into the student athletes. He helped shape the student athletes into fine young men. So true. And while they had significant success on the course, their run of sportsmanship awards was a true validation of your tireless efforts and phenomenal success and your loyalty and pride in the University of Tennessee at Martin. And the Golf Center has changed golf forever at UT Martin, and it's obvious. Look at the numbers. One other note, I talked to current coach Austin Swaffer. He played for you, coached with him. Words he used to describe you: loyal, hardworking, passionate, dependable, and it went on and on and on. We don't have time for that. But he told me this amazing story. If anybody asks anybody in this room if Jerry Carpenter has a tattoo, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. So in 2014, I don't know what you were thinking. You made a promise to the golf team that if they won the OVC Championship, you would get a tattoo, right? And they're like, okay. That might have been the tipping point right there, because they won the OVC Championship. And a man of his word, although apparently you hedged for a little while, like you were kind of riding the fence. The man went to the crazy town of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and came home with a tattoo. Now, we can't see it today because he's dressed. By the way, those socks are phenomenal, matching your tie and your hanky. It's right there, so it's right there. I wish you could just show us, but no, we didn't need to do it. But it's a lightning bolt, right? And I've heard you might need a magnifying glass to see it. Is that true? I mean, I was expecting a back tattoo that went from one shoulder blade to the other. Okay, but he did. Put your hands together for Jerry Carpenter.
Thank you, Coach McNair, for busting the 5-minute mark. Coach Carroll said they didn't come to hear you talk today. So, Coach, I'll try to keep it under 55 minutes. All I can say is, wow, this is unbelievable. I'm humbled to accept this award more than anybody ever knows. I want to thank Carpenter government, the selection committee for bestowing this honor upon me. I walked on this campus in 1962 as a student. And I could think I feel a golf coach, and I'd be standing here today. Man, I just walked off the farm and came up here to school of agriculture, and my mama picked me up and put me up here. It's a great honor to be here. To be considered in the realm of Coach Carroll and Eddie Giles is outstanding. It doesn't get any better than that. Say a few things about a few people. Dennis Taylor, the most successful coach in the history of tennis and UT Martin. All you got to do is go over to the Eaton Center and look at the banners and hanging in the seat. His teams are always top notch. Me and Eddie Miller, academically was off the charts. They had great honors and very successful. Dominic Canary, record speaks for itself. Look at the banners around his field down there. There's no one any better than Dominic Canary. My main man, Lester Hudson, sitting over here. I'll never forget meeting him in the weight room one morning. You know, I didn't know who he was, he didn't know who I was. We talked, shared some stories, and I went down and watched him work out on the basketball floor. I said, wow. Hey, ain't nobody no better. And then when he started playing, 2 years, he was phenomenal. He was better than anybody, the best player, and I've seen them all instead of grace the floor at UT Martin, and that's including Leonard Hamilton. Thank you, Lester, for what you did for us and our program to you. The best thing about Lester was he elevated everybody else around him to better. He was good, but he made everybody else better with him. Carr, one of the best quarterbacks that I had seen on the football field. Like I said, I spent 50 years. I refereed tournaments, state tournaments all over the state. And I've seen some good ones. But he was one of the best. In spite of what Colonel Taylor said about him. Colonel Taylor, I told him, I said, you know, Derek Carr is good. He's coming to Martin and play football. And he said, he won't never make it. He said, all he does is run around the field with his fingers. He's a hot dog. He won't make it. Colonel's had to eat his words many, many times. So that's what we'll say about Colonel here in a minute. So Derek Carr is one of the best. We appreciate you. Liz Taylor, one of the best to ever play softball. One of the finest ladies that ever won the blue and orange. I think Coach McNair will tell you that she was very instrumental in this thing. So thank you, people. It's an honor to be considered with you. My remarks are going to be not about me. It's going to be about the people and organizations that help me and my program get to where we are today. And I got a list of people I'm going to talk about. I'll make it brief as I can. Some of us going to be emotional. I can't help that. You know, this journey that I've been on is kind of like the turkey that got put up on the fence post. He didn't get there by himself. He had some help to get there. I didn't get up here by myself. I had help from many, many people. And I'm going to mention some of them today. And And that's what's made our program where it is today. I thank the good Lord for the health and strength that I've had over the years. For the most part, I've been pretty healthy. 50 years, 37 years on the basketball floor has taken its toll. And I'm gonna have some knee replacements here coming up. But once I get those fixed, I'm back in high gear. I told that orthopedic guy, I said, about my second #1 goal is to get both knees replaced and be back on the football field next fall, calling the football game. And that's a goal that I'm going to achieve, I promise you that. I'll do that. This was tough. First two people I want to thank was Ralph and Irene Carr, my mom and dad. 93 years. Happy to have my brother Larry, my brother Ken. They raised 3 boys, and they got us to where we are today. The things that we learned, that we were taught. You didn't think so much about it then, but as you got older and you get out and you get going, you think back, hey, what the sacrifices and things that they did for you. Always be appreciative for what they did. Former athletic director Phil Lane, I can't say enough about that. Donnie touched base on everything he's done. Ditto, ditto, ditto. What you don't know is Phil Lane taught me in retirement and becoming the golf coach. And I said, you're crazy. And that was about in 2008, I think, or 9. And he said, you got a year to think about it. He gave me a year to think about it. And for 6 months, I didn't tell the family about it. But I thought, why not? So I decided to take him up on his offer. Show him the strength and the courage, I guess, to let me do that. And I've never coached a golf team before. I coached my son all his life. I've been around golf. I've been around the program. I've been around Coach Page. So I knew a little bit about it, but I found out I didn't know very much golf when I first started. Phil, thank you. Appreciate you. The first few 5 years were a struggle, but we got through it and got better. Next guy's Coach Grover Page. You might think he's a big old rough line coach at UT Martin. He was pretty tough, wasn't he, Coach Barton? But he was a good man at heart. He built a good program. He started the program in 1964, coached it until 2002. Had a 10-year lapse where they dropped the program and he started back. But man, what a good man. I'm gonna tell you something. If it had been him, wouldn't make it. I'd go see him probably about every time I get back from a golf tournament, or we was getting ready to go to something that the strength and the wisdom and things that he gave me helped make what I am today. A great man, well respected, had good players, and always be thankful. Coach's health is not the best. He's struggling, and we pray for him every day. What a good man. I always keep him in the loop of everything. I go see him probably every month or so, sit down and talk with him. Next people is my family. My wife Linda, about, I don't know, what, 53 years, 54 or something like that. It's a long time. But hey, like I said, it wasn't early. The early years were not easy. When I come home, I kind of have my head down, but always had her to talk to, and appreciate her so much. She's been a big part of my life, a big part of this golf program. She's the best golf ball picker up on the golf course. And she's free. She doesn't cost anything. And she loves to do it. So she and I, we do that every week that needs to be done. My daughter Dana, here today, she got married and moved off. She wasn't here a lot during those times, but she was my little girl. And I never forget her. Love her to death.
the main guy, Scott. What, he helped me so much. Of course, played for me for 2 years. And of course, we had a great relationship. We sat down and talked about this, and we made a deal with each other that we wasn't gonna carry it on, and we did. But hey, he was my volunteer coach for many years. And things that would come up that I needed help on, I had some crazy ideas sometimes. I'd run by him. No, Dad, that ain't a very good idea. We don't need to do that. We need to think about something else. But I always run things by him and everything. Plus, he's a dang good guy. And he's a good person. Still volunteers, still mixing with the kids, and we appreciate it. And just a fine young man. Bill and Amy Road. Can't thank them enough for what they did for our program. I've known Bill, didn't really know him personally while he was here, but I knew who he was. And, you know, after he got out and I was involved with Coach Page, all his fundraisers and everything, then I got to know Bill. And so we kind of knew each other. And 2009, kind of this golf center was thought about. 2010, we had some interaction with each other. In 2011, the program the building got started. What we got today. You know, without that Rose Golf Center, we don't have no OVC Championship. I'm serious, we don't. I found out how hard recruiting was when I first got started, because I didn't have anything to recruit to. But they helped make that possible. And then it provided us an opportunity to recruit very good players that helped elevate our program. As I've said many times, thank goodness I didn't have to hit a golf ball or make a putt. But I got, we had some players that did, and they elevated our program, you know, for what it is today. As I said, no Rose Golf Center, no OVC Championship. You know, I wouldn't be standing here today. I'd just be a guy that was out there somewhere. It gives us an opportunity to be competitive every time we go out, every time we go to the tournament. I feel like we're competitive in this because of Rose Golf Center. So thank you, Bill and Amy Rose. The late Jerry Grisham, some of you people don't know that guy. He was School of Ag. And when we started this thing, I formed a partnership with School of Ag and athletics. Jerry Grisham was a man of action. He made things happen. And he said, y'all just go select where you'd like to put this Rose Golf Center. And we put it on a prime location. It was the best. It couldn't be anywhere any better. And that's because of Jerry Grisham and Phil Dane. Jerry Grisham made things happen. Phil Dane used the facts and figures. Sometimes they butted heads, but we made it work. Hey, we built that Rose Golf Center over there for 2 years. State Building Commission didn't even know it was there. That's how things happen. Jerry Grisham, you have to jump through hoops and make things happen. So we always owe him a great attitude. Dr. West Top, who's here today. Hey, I could talk an hour about him. You know, when this thing came about, I went down and sat with him, and I said, hey, Wes, we've become good friends through agriculture. Hey, I'm an agriculture major, believe it or not. Golf coach, agriculture, kinetics is ag guy too. But we formed a partnership. And I said, Wes, what can this do for you? And he said, here's what it can do for us. Our program, our turf management. That's how our partnership was formed. You know, I spent 34 years in another job, and I dealt with every, you know, chancellor, vice chancellor, teachers, department heads, teachers, and everything. Over the years, I've dealt with some good ones. I mean, I've dealt with some losers too. This guy is unbelievable. He is at the top of the list. He is absolutely the best person that I've ever been around. He talks nobody has any more passion for what he does in West Thompson. He's a smart guy. You don't find a hitter in the park that'll get out there and dig up irrigation line. You don't see a guy out there under the mower working doing that. This guy knows how. He knows irrigation, he knows fertilizing, he knows spraying. He knows everything. And House County is golfing, you might say. I knew a little bit to be dangerous, but he guided me, helped me. And, hey, we got that thing built, we put a lot of hours into it. Never forget this guy right here. Thank you, Wes. You made it. UTM maintenance and farm employees, they've been great to us over the years for what they've done. Maintain our equipment. If I got a flat tire, I got a dead battery, all I gotta do is call those people. We got a bond that's unbelievable, and they come and take care of our whatever we need. Our booster club, financial support over the years has been outstanding. The late Matt Pritchett, he got a fundraiser started for me in the spring, funded it, and it's built today bigger, better than ever. But it's people like that that's helped us and made things possible for us. When we started, we didn't have anything. But what they did for us and gave us an opportunity to go and travel and eat and dress like everybody else. That was one of my goals. I always wanted to be as good or better than my opponents. And those booster club people have to do that. Former players for Coach Payton still support our program today. And a lot of my former players still support their families do. One of the best things we've had going for us over the years is our parents. They've come to golf tournaments. I know they make sacrifices and take off from work. And other collegiate programs, other schools say, Coach, I cannot believe the support that UT Martin has. It's unbelievable with the parents that you have. This past week, we had 8 players playing in Jackson at our tournament. We had 7 sets of parents there. We've always had 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, or 5 out of 5. And that makes a big difference. They have helped make a difference. Plus, the financial support that they've given our program over the years has been unbelievable. It has really helped elevate us to where we are today. Parents come to me and say, Coach, we want a better ride for our golf team than a 12 pastor team. Do you think you can make that happen? Here's some funds to get that started. Can you take care of the rest of it? Went out and made a few phone calls, and we got it done. We're riding a customized van today. That's as good as anybody's out there, and it makes a difference when you go on a long trip. You know, thanks to those parents for that. The players make a difference. And I'm talking about everybody from 201, 202 to 2021 right now. You know, academics has always been important. We talk about academics. Last 2 years, ours has been like 3.75 or 3.74. So academics is important. I got a note written down right here, character counts. Everywhere you go, character counts. Sometimes you might be a little less on ability, but if you got the character, it's going to pull you through. We appreciate them, and we got lawyers, doctors, attorneys, special business leaders in the community, top-notch family, young men. I've always stressed our people, our players, to treat people the way you want to be treated. It will come back and hit you at some point in your life. I promise you that. I've seen it happen too many times. I thank all those players for their sacrifices, their work, their dedication. The Rose Golf Center, you go by on a Saturday or Sunday, and you're going to see those guys over there practicing, doing it on their own. You give them 2 days off, they're going to be over there practicing on those 2 days off. That's how we've improved our program to where it is today. You know, I thank everybody, you know, for coming today, attending. My current, not mine, but I'm still part of this golf team. I still feel like we're part of mine. Coach Wofford, for being here today, especially a group of young men. I want to say something about the support staff at UT Martin Athletics. When I came over in 2002, I knew how the university operated, but I didn't know exactly how athletics operated. And these ladies helped me get to where I am today. Trudy Henderson, unbelievable. Hey, she was my computer specialist. She helped me. You know, things wouldn't work right, Trudy could make it work. I needed labels printed, Trudy made it happen. You know, she's unbelievable. The other ladies in there too, every one of them in the Skyhawk Club and that, wouldn't be here today. And the success we've had and everything. Colonel Bill Carr. That's right. We spent about 40 years together. The ones that don't know, he struggled. He got COVID, got put in the hospital, went to rehab, got better, went to nursing home, much improved, went home, stayed a while, developed a blood clot, had to go back. He's just having a hard time. He's back in Newbern County nursing home right now, and hopefully he's going to be better and make it back. But I had 2 tours of Vietnam. I dare say he's had more influence on more athletes on this campus over the years than anybody has ever had, including all the coaches and everything. When I run into former athletes and things in ball games, they always want to know, how's the current? What's the current doing? What's the current doing? So please remember him in our thoughts and prayers. He's a great man. I go see him pretty regularly. Ryan Ritter, where is that guy? This man is the man. I promise you. Does more with less than anybody. When those early years we weren't very good, he made us look like we won the golf tournament when he started buying cars. He made us better than we were. But that's just the kind of guy he is. And I mean, the write-ups he does for us now is unbelievable. I appreciate this guy so much. He's always there. He always helps. What a great person. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you so much. Say the best for last. Coach Austin Squawker. Played for me for 4 years, traveled with me for 2 years, recruited with me for a year. Everybody knew him, learned him here at the university. They loved him. They liked what he did. When I went to Kirk Governor and told him it had to be my last year, we talked about a few things, and I said, I just got one request. Don't bring in somebody to try to reinvent this place. We got a good program going, and I'd love to keep it that way. He said, what do you think about Austin Squawker? I said, that's my recommendation. The rest of it is history. And appreciate him so much. We hit a hole in one twice in one round when we hired him. He's honest, he's sincere, he's a great teacher of golf, he's a good fundraiser, he's an excellent golfer, excellent role model, leader on campus. Hey, he's just, we couldn't have hired nobody any better anywhere than Austin Squawker. Our program is elevated to new heights. It's getting better now than what we had. Austin, thank you for being the third history and the coach of UT Martin. A couple more remarks. Thank the University of Tennessee at Martin for letting me have 53 years of working here. I consider it an honor and privilege. I told Kirk that I'd offer my services to help train Austin and work over there and keep the Rose Golf Center first class and top notch. I made myself a promise, and I made Bill Rose a promise. This place will always be #1 top notch as long as I'm living, and they'll let me help. Again, thank all of you for coming today, making this a special day for my friends and colleagues. As you can see, this journey was made possible by many individuals. It just wasn't me. I had the help of a lot of people, and I thank every one of them. God bless, best wishes. And the man didn't drag me off for 5 minutes, just like I was driving. Brother Mike over here, my pastor out there, he closed and then he got 15 minutes. We don't go over and drag him out. So thank you for that.